What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Gig Nation. Jonathan here, and today we're going to be talking about an awesome, very exciting, and very high-paying new opportunity that UPS is bringing out. It's for seasonal delivery drivers that want to use their personal vehicle to deliver packages. Now, UPS has been doing this for a couple years now, but they actually kind of raised the pay a little bit more recently, and it's now paying up to $30 an hour plus 58 cents per mile. Now, if you chalk this up and kind of compare it to other delivery driver opportunities, it looks a lot better. It looks better than Amazon Flex. It looks better than DoorDash. It looks better than Postmates. It looks better than just about anything. So in this video, we're going to talk about really everything, why UPS does this, why they're offering this position, what the requirements are for you, what the requirements are for your car, and what exactly this role is going to entail. But before we hop into any of that, I have to make a quick shout out to gigsharks.com. It's my new website that I've been working on, where you can find any gig economy job, app job, anything like that in your area. You can search by city and find all of the latest, most up-to-date job postings. So make sure to check that out if you're looking for new side hustles and new ways to earn money. So before we hop into all of the job requirements and what the job actually looks like on a day-to-day basis, let's talk about why UPS is hiring these seasonal delivery drivers to deliver with their personal vehicles. So the root cause for this new position that UPS is looking for is an increase in demand. And it's pretty simple. During the holiday season, Christmas time, a lot of people are sending packages through UPS and the demand spikes. It gets to a level where UPS cannot handle all of these packages. They just can't get them all delivered with their current lineup of full-time drivers and full-time employees. So UPS drivers might be working overtime during these holiday months, and they still can't meet all of the demand that they're seeing with new packages. They just can't deliver all of these packages. So UPS has to do something smart. They have to do something here logistically to deal with that demand without hiring on more full-time employees. Because if UPS were to say, hey, we're seeing this huge spike in demand during the holiday season, we can't cope with it with our current force, we're going to hire on this many new full-time drivers, they would have the other 10 months out of the year where those full-time drivers were just sitting around and they weren't working enough. They didn't have enough packages for themselves to deliver, and the system just would not function properly. They would have to either lay these drivers off, pay them unemployment, all of these things that could be very costly for UPS business. It could hurt the pensions of UPS drivers, and the system just would not operate as smoothly as it does when they offer this personal vehicle driver position. So with that said, this is an entirely seasonal position. It is only 2 months out of the year. It's not anything beyond that, and it's not a major change to how UPS is doing business. We're not going to start seeing this other times throughout the year. This is really just a one-off 2-month thing that happens every year through UPS, and it can really be a blessing if you take advantage of it. If you're a delivery driver that's looking for an increase in earnings and significantly more hours during that time period, because with a lot of other delivery apps, you might be making decent money during dinner time hours, during certain times of the week, but 8 hours a day, up to $30 an hour and 58 cents per mile on top of that is really good earnings. And if you break those earnings down, what you'll notice, one of the cool things that I really like about this structure is the fact that 58 cents per mile is offered on top of whatever your hourly wage is. So that $30 per hour is not everywhere. A lot of places it's closer to $20, $23 an hour. And then on top of that, you have your 58 cents per mile. And that's based off of the standard mileage deduction that the IRS sets. Basically, the IRS is saying that on average, someone who is driving their car for work, it costs them 58 cents per mile in wear and tear, gas, all of those things, potential future repairs. It adds up to 58 cents. So UPS is going in there and saying, hey, this is what your estimated expenses are. We're going to reimburse you for those, which is really cool because a lot of other apps out there, if you've been in the gig economy for a while, you know that they might advertise that hourly wage that sounds good. It might sound like it's going to be $15 to $20 an hour. $18 to $25 an hour might sound familiar if you've ever driven for Amazon Flex, but expenses are not considered. So UPS is actually considering those expenses, which is a huge plus. And for those of you, that have driven, you'll know that if you have a cost-effective vehicle, if your vehicle gets good gas mileage, doesn't need a ton of repairs, then 58 cents per mile is actually really generous. So you might be able to expense more than what you're actually recognizing in expenses. So it just looks like a pay boost to your bottom line. So what exactly do the hours look like for this job? As I mentioned earlier, it is a 2-month position. It's seasonal. It ends in early January, early to mid-January, and it begins, sometime in November. So it's just 2 months out of the year. It's not full time. And during that time, you do have the ability to work up to 8 hours a day, and you can work Monday through Friday. It's a pretty solid schedule. And then there's also some extra availability if you want to work Saturday and even holidays. So you can really stack a very full schedule and make some serious coin during those 2 months. Okay, so now you're probably wondering what the requirements are. There definitely are requirements. UPS requires that you're at least 21 years old, that you don't have any moving violations in your car within the last 3 years. They also require that you have a valid driver's license, that you have the required auto insurance, that your vehicle is registered, and that you maintain the minimum appearance guidelines. Basically what that means is that yes, this is a job. UPS doesn't allow you to just show up dressed in anything. You have to take it seriously and dress professionally when you're delivering these packages, and that should really be expected from just about any job. So nothing really new here. And there are also some pretty specific vehicle requirements if you want to get out there on the road and start delivering packages as a UPS seasonal personal vehicle driver. So your car cannot weigh over 10,000 pounds. It can't have any weird logos, bumper stickers. It can't have oversized rims. It can't have lowriders. None of that crazy stuff. You really just have to have a professional looking vehicle if you want to deliver packages with the UPS. And UPS also doesn't mention anything about minimum size requirements. I would assume that it's similar to Amazon Flex, where it has to be a 4-door vehicle, so that you can fit an adequate amount of packages. And a larger vehicle might be preferable, but UPS isn't necessarily cutting off drivers that don't have that because they just want to do their best to fill demand. So you'll kind of have to speak with the UPS representative to learn a little bit more about whether or not your vehicle is going to work. And a lot of drivers that have applied for this have said that the application process was really easy. They had what was called an interview, and the interview was really just a request for that basic information. So, they wanted a social security number, they wanted a driver's license, and then they ran a quick background check. If that passed, then you basically get out there on the road. So that's something that's a lot of similar to a lot of these other delivery apps. They'll basically take you, as long as you're presentable and you have the required things that you need to get just about any job out there. So what's your take on this position? Do you think it sounds like an interesting, lucrative way to make money during the holiday season? Have you tried it before? Have you been a seasonal personal vehicle driver for the UPS? Let me know, leave a comment down below. From the research that I've done, it sounds like UPS drivers that are full-time actually really appreciate these people because they're already working 11, 12-hour days during the holiday season. And this allows them to just scale back a little bit and spend some more time with their family during these hours. They're not worried about their jobs being taken. They're not worried about getting enough hours or not getting those overtime hours, because the overtime hours are still there. There's just so much demand that they really need the help of these seasonal vehicle drivers. If you have any questions about the job, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to get to those. Personally, I have not worked this job before. Normally, I like to try out a gig, a job, or an app before I talk about it on the channel, but I just found out about this the other day, so I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. So I would love to hear from other drivers that have. As always, it helps to kind of have that, that community and that conversation going. From my research, from what I've seen online, from people talking about having done this job in the past, it sounds like it is a really good opportunity. Like it's a good way to get out there and earn some money during the holiday season. If for whatever reason you don't have full-time work, or maybe you're underemployed during the holiday season, this is a great opportunity for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and show me a little bit of love. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel for tons of gig economy updates, all the best apps for earning money, and make sure you check out my website, gigsharks.com, as I mentioned before, because I've been working really hard on getting this website up, and I'm trying to make it just a resource for people who are looking, for gig economy jobs, for app jobs, for flexible work and stuff on demand, for opportunities to earn more money, because a lot of people end up just working the jobs that are the most popular. They might deliver for DoorDash, Amazon Flex, and not to say anything bad about those jobs, they definitely do, pay pretty well, and they're flexible within your schedule. They're good opportunities, but sometimes other opportunities pop up, like this UPS seasonal delivery driver job that can actually pay out a lot more. So it pays to kind of, keep your eyes open and to look for these opportunities. And that's exactly what gigsharks.com is. It's just a way to access those opportunities for your specific city.